Hello and welcome. We are Spoilers Intended, a podcast about series and films, and we are here for a quick reaction. This is Ahsoka episode 7.
Season 1.
Season 1, maybe. We don't know. But I'm Steven here, as always, with Andrew and Ryan. Andrew's already jumped into the discussion.
Home. It could be season 3. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't. Well, I mean, I'm beginning to wonder about that with the pacing. But free and fair warning here: spoilers are going to be everywhere. If you don't want to be spoiled on episode 7, it's time to get out.
They're in the floor, on the ceiling.
Yeah, go watch it. Yeah. It's not that long. With that have noted, we got 15 minutes on the clock starting now. Give me some opinions, boys.
This episode was okay.
It was pretty mild, wasn't it?
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the last 3 episodes.
There were definitely some striking visuals in this episode. Like
now
when
they went
Purgles came out of hyperspace, that was like, oh, that looked really cool.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The whole like exit hyperspace stop animation, I don't know how I feel about that with an organic shape. It's weird for it to not just be like a Star Destroyer.
I thought it was cool. It's like
all I can think about is that rapid deceleration, like all the blood. And
all the organs and stuff just kind of.
Which, I mean, granted, a Star Destroyer does the sudden stop, and it's like
pancreas is in my brain. I agree though that like in terms of what happened in this episode, this felt like a setup episode.
For a penultimate episode, I'm kind of worried about the pacing for next episode.
Yeah, this felt like it should have been last episode, and then this episode should have been a banger.
Mm-hmm. But we left our main team kind of like they've come back together
or something.
But like in doubt or in danger or something like that. But now we've just kind of reset all the battle lines, and we're just like, okay.
I mean, unless
and I was gonna say that like in this battle at the end, right? Like I kept like, come on, let Ahsoka get down there, let her just go off on these mercs,
and then she just doesn't,
and then she just like doesn't really. And I was like, oh, because we've had so many good like lightsaber fights in this, right? Like we've had so many cool moments. I'm like, now she's like Gandalf the White, right? She's got the new outfit. She's ready. Stella got her groove back. She rode in a Purgle. Here we go. She's about to come out of this thing like a hatchet, a ball of hatchets rolling through. I don't know.
But I mean, like she just kind of like in her little mini duel with Balin it was really well choreographed, and I liked it. But then it didn't really
much of it.
There wasn't really like anything.
Well, there was no stakes to it. Like when she jumped out in front of him, I went, oh, I thought she was going straight to Sabine. So I was like, okay, there must be an angle here. There must be a reason she's trying to delay Balin or something. Yeah, and then. Like they start fighting, and you're like, okay, what's about to happen? Is he about to start saying something to her, like reveal more of his past? Because I'm still want to know more about him. And then like, what's his name? Jin Yang.
Hyang.
Hu Yang comes by and like Hu Yang, and she jumps on the dog horse, the Dorse, and runs off. and
then he just kind of stands there and looks. And he's like, huh. How about that? I guess I'll go the other way.
Yeah, he looks this other way, and he goes, and then she's like going to them, and I was like, so what was her point of jumping out there? Why didn't she jump out with Sabine?
She needed to get the Dorse.
It was a weird interlude because we had a fight that meant nothing because Ahsoka wanted to go to the left, and Balin was like, oh, she disengaged me. Cool, I want to go to the right anyways.
Right.
I don't understand.
Like, he was on his way here. She was going that way, and she just jumped out and like picked a fight. And
let's go.
And it's like,
you're wearing black, I'm wearing white. Clearly, we got to fight.
You could have just flown over me. I could have kept going to the right.
her jumping on or rolling on the ground out of the starfighter did not look very good.
No, that was the one bit of CG that I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it was kind of like Legolas sliding down the Oliphant's trunk.
Or like the jumping barrel to barrel.
Or like the very first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like some of the flips,
Yeah, it was that was not good for as high quality as
Dooku
effects have been throughout.
Dooku jumping down from like the little bridge thing in Revenge of the Sith at the beginning, and he just kind of like,
his rubber band man's down there. The other thing too is that like I saw some article the other day that was like a large amount of Ahsoka was shot on the volume, and I was like, disagree. I don't believe you.
If it was, they've really figured out how to work it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, then you guys way leave better. The cliff notes for the folks at Obi-Wan so they can study up.
Yeah, like this is one of those where Obi-Wan had to die so Ahsoka could learn how to run or something. I don't know.
Somebody on the Ahsoka team walked in like, oh, they didn't switch it on over here. Look, makes it way better.
If you plug it in.
So I did like
you
Sabine.
face the cameras this way, guys.
I did like Sabine and Ezra's kind of chemistry that we had going on, especially whenever they were about to fight and she like tried to hand him the lightsaber and they had a little back and forth. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
And then him kind of like being a Force monk, where he's like fighting.
I'm here
like
for it.
Hand fighting. But then he's using the Force to like augment it, which was pretty cool. But then he just ended up picking up a blaster anyway.
I do love how like inevitably, no matter how cool you are with the Force, which him stopping the lightsaber and you can see it like trailing.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was cool. I just wanted more from it,
but whatever.
Yeah, I wanted just a little bit more like martial art style choreography in there.
Yeah, like could you imagine him like pulling one person and pushing another while he's hitting two other dudes?
I feel like they tried that and then they just couldn't get it like exactly how like we're imagining it, I think, and they just kind of toned it down maybe.
Yeah,
well, they probably needed
pull
like
one to you as you jump over him, and he hits the dude behind you. Which is a very Mistborn move.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the positives, right? Again, the effects throughout have been very good, minus literally the quarter second that Ahsoka rolls down a hill.
Everything else looks fantastic.
Everything else looked great. It
sticks out like a sore thumb,
and that made it stick out more.
Else. Yeah. What little taste of a lightsaber fight we got was well choreographed.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like I'll say like vibing with this episode doesn't mean that it was bad. It's just we've had just 3 episodes back to back that were really just so good.
Yeah,
that we're just like, so this is like a breathe back a little bit where hopefully we're gonna have a really banger finale, but we already had the emotional climax in this season that I'm kind of worried.
Well, I do like that we got ramp into 5, which was like a cliff, and the 6 was like calm down a little bit. And it was like, okay, that was a little chiller, but we still did stuff. And then this feels like we're still coming down. It's like you need to bend this trajectory a little bit. Yeah, I
do like that we get to see more of Thrawn in action and kind of like his behind the scene machinations of like how he looks at stuff and does things.
Thrawn's lines of like, these are acceptable losses. We're still her real enemy this time. So this is perfect Thrawn writing for what Thrawn was in the extended universe and everything. Like these lines,
even in Rebels, like he still had that same kind of thing. And I loved his realization whenever he was looking at the data pad about Ahsoka. And he's like, oh, her master was a General Skywalker. And because he going back to like some canon books that Timothy Zahn wrote for basically the new canon to insert him. Him and Anakin had like a little buddy cop kind of adventure in the unknown regions in the first book.
Now, what time did that happen?
This was where? Like back when like
Era of the Republic,
basically in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And him and Anakin, like they know each other kind of thing.
So
which is good.
My wife asked a question and I don't really know the answer. Maybe you guys do. So how many people out there know Anakin turned into Darth Vader? Is this like everybody in the Empire knows? Like, oh yeah.
No, I think
Anakin, or is it like just a select few group?
It is a select few of people.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So does
pretty
Thrawn
rare.
know?
Yes.
How does he know?
I don't think that he knows explicitly, like he knows that it's Anakin. I think that he is a very good deducer, and he has figured out that it is.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure in Rebels he goes
Sherlock conclusion there.
Yes,
it would be Thrawn.
Yeah, he's smart enough to know that it's Anakin.
Right.
But it's not explicitly told to him that it is.
I just didn't know if I would assume Grand Moff Tarkin knew. Like, is this something that only the upper echelon of like the?
Well, so like him, like they had like a little buddy book as well, but it's one of those things.
In Star Wars.
I didn't read that one, so I'm not entirely sure about like that dynamic. But I think at that point, by the time Grand Moff Tarkin had met Vader, he didn't know Anakin. If that makes any sense. Like he didn't so Vader's just a person. Yeah.
Anakin prior to.
But like Moff Tarkin probably was around for a while, right?
Well, yeah, but you get to realize that the
Wars.
Empire didn't start until Anakin was Vader.
Right. But like he still would have been like Thrawn involved in something, right? Before we're getting sidetracked off the episode.
We're way off base here. Yeah.
Anyway, my curiosities, but yeah, okay. So how
obviously about our little like training bit at the start?
Oh, I like that.
With
Hayden Christensen, just kind of like I did enjoy that.
Well, I love her talking about like, well, he recorded 20 of these for me. You know, he was a good master. Like, I love that little bit. It's just like, like, because you actually get some of that emotion out of Clone Wars and of the carrying on of like what their relationship is to her, right?
The whole time he was talking, I was like, you should have told Sabine this. This would be pretty handy right now. If you taught her
Ahsoka, if you were a better instructor, you would have just been like, "Hey, Sabine, listen to this.
Play this for her."
It's like at school when they roll in the video card. Like, okay, we're gonna have a good day in class today.
Listen, I got a headache, kid. Here's like a hollow disc. He's gonna walk around. You need to stand in the middle for it to work, really. So sit here.
You can't sit over on the corner. It doesn't work.
In here, like there you go. Okay.
So I did like the kind of the justification of whenever Sabine's kind of getting upset at the fact that her little hermit crab alien friends don't really have like any kind of like weapons to fight back with, and then Ezra's just like, well, they survived long enough, so they're probably fine. And just because she was like, well, you didn't say that they were defenseless, and you're just like, well, they've lived long enough. They seem to be doing pretty good.
They've made it. Yeah. I really like the hermit crabs, just like their whole design overall.
Yeah, they're really fun.
They've been pretty enjoyable. How about those Imperial gunships though?
So those have been in since Rebels.
We haven't seen them in live action.
Yeah, we haven't seen them in live action. I'm not a big fan of their design.
I mean, they're kind of like this weird hybrid of TIE Fighter, like met a lat in a dark alley.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super hot on them. I never really have been though. So
yeah,
they're fine.
Of all the ships we've seen so far, maybe they're the biggest quote unquote miss in terms of design.
Yeah, I felt it was kind of like whenever they were making Rebels, they're like, oh, we need to have like a gunship thing that
carrier,
but we're not going to give you any design things, and someone's just like, I'm going to mash up these 3 things and then make it into a I don't know. But I'm trying to I'm really curious at where this final episode is going to go, because I worry that there's really no big emotional bad moment that's going to happen. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know, unless they have like a 2-hour finale or something, to like really cover some
Stranger Things on us and drop the final episode's 2.5 hours.
Which I'd be down for.
I mean, if you want to do it, do it. Like, rip it.
But it's definitely one of those things where I really do worry that they're kind of setting themselves up for like a non-finale, which if we know that we're getting a season 2, quickly, then it's fine. But
if we still have a decent season finale regardless, though, even if we knew there's 10 seasons ahead of, you know what I mean?
Well, because right now, we have this moment, which is pretty rare for penultimate episodes, where the gang's back together and no one's there isn't any pressing matter beyond just the fact that that they need to get back to the main galaxy.
No one is actively hanging off a cliff. Will Jack Bauer be there in time? Find out. It's almost it's not happening here.
We have multiple mysteries that okay, so what are they loading onto the ship? Where is Baylan going? And how are they going to get back home if don't hitch a ride with these people?
Just doesn't, because at some point, right, Ray Stevenson passed away. Presumably all of filming was done. Hopefully, knock on wood, I would love it if there was more footage of him that they can use to expand it. But if it's one of those things where this is as far as we got. So he went stage right and
that's it.
Doing his own thing.
I hope that's not it.
I hope not.
They have, even if they killed his character off in this season, give him some closure.
Give it some sort.
So, and here, this is just speculation here. So it's possible that he actually did they edited it around the fact that he did pass away, and this is essentially a reshoot to where she so they're actually fighting amongst everyone whenever he's actually alive, and then whenever he passed away, they edited it out to where they kind of overdubbed it to where he's just like, hey, you got to do your own thing, I'm going to go do my own thing. And then they basically kind of did some movie magic to essentially make it to where he's by himself, and then that's it.
That didn't look overdubbed to me. It looked like that's what he said in the line.
No, I agree too. But yeah, like I don't know. Like that's again speculation.
They could have just remixed, reorganized it. Maybe we'll see. I mean, hopefully he shows up in the. I feel like there were so many mentions of him by Thrawn.
Yeah.
Well, this Balin guy's not here.
Yeah.
It looks
Lord
like
Balin didn't
moved
put his
somewhere
appearance. Yeah.
And it's like, is he? What's her name's boyfriend? The Japanese lady, because she keeps kind of like getting like a little huffy, and I'm like, is she about to
30 seconds here?
Don't talk about my man.
All right, final thoughts.
I just like, this episode was fine. I do worry about where it's going to go next episode. Obviously, it's going to be the finale, so hopefully it's going to be a banger.
Well, the main threat here, right, is the Purgle pieced out. So your only ticket back is that ring.
Yep.
Yeah. And I do wonder how much longer Sabine can be withholding with all of the information that Ezra keeps asking about.
Ezra's like, so what's going on? Well, bad things. What do you mean Ahsoka? You thought Ahsoka was dead. That is our timer, however. So, hope you enjoyed our quick 15-minute recap and reaction to Ahsoka. We'll be doing this every week. We've only got one more episode left, and then we're hitting a full season review over on the main channel. Check us out, Spoilers Intended Podcast. You can look us up wherever you listen to podcasts or spoilersintendedpodcast.com. But that does sound like all the time we have. Until next time, I'm Steven.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ryan.
And every spoiler was intended.